Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel. Thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel here at Watchbox Reviews. Then I can send you my best to your inbox every day. And if you like our watches, you can see them and you can buy them on our website, thewatchbox.com. Buy, sell, and trade luxury watches on thewatchbox.com. See our world-class high-res images of the watches in detail, any boxes, papers, accessories that may be included, and of course, complete pricing for all watches posted on thewatchbox.com. Today we are discussing a bit of a unicorn, a watch rarely seen in the wild. First seen at Baselworld 2010, it is the sensational Omega Speedmaster Professional Moonwatch Moonphase with aventurine dial. Rare enough to see the Speedmaster Professional Moonphase, Calibre 1866. To see it with an aventurine glass dial is simply sensational. Let's talk about how it fits, because it fits as nicely as it looks. The ergonomics are excellent. Although it is a large watch at 44.25 millimeters in diameter, nevertheless on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, I have no issues accommodating the watch because it is short lug-to-lug at 49.5 millimeters. I always say if you have a smaller male wrist, which I define as 14 to 16.5 centimeters circumference, you're going to want a watch that's 50 millimeters or fewer from lug to lug, and this watch fits the bill. In terms of thickness, well, it's a Moonwatch, which is to say thick, although probably not as thick as you imagine, as this one features a sapphire, not a domed plexi, so it comes in at 14.6 millimeters, but you will note that cantilevered tachymeter scale, causing some dress cuffs to get hung up. It should be fine for a jacket sleeve. In terms of feel on the wrist, it's substantial. A large case, a large watch face, many appurtenances, as you can see, between bezel, ceramic insert, sapphire crystal, sapphire caseback, and a very deluxe bolstered strap with full clasp. This is a luxury product through and through, and one of the reasons you see it so infrequently is because it had an original retail value on the strap of $11,500, which is getting into Daytona territory. Now, in terms of strap, Omega doesn't spare any expense. It's substantial. It features conforming end profiles to close the gap with the case and create a highly integrated aesthetic. Moreover, the strap itself is bolstered, thick, substantial, nicely made with folded edges, a monotone stitch. It is matte black with large rectangular scale alligator leather, calfskin on the underside, and then a substantial clasp that'll be familiar to Omega collectors. Twin trigger, single fold. You can also see how it contains any excess strap length underneath the chassis, so it will not require minder loops that can become ragged or fall off, nor will it show any excess strap length when it's sized down, as all the excess length is simply tucked underneath the clasp. The case is familiar. Polished bevels and satin finished flanks. You can see this one is a complicated chronograph featuring both moon phase as well as a radial date, and you adjust both of those indicators at 12 o'clock using these case flank pusher adjusters. You can see that the lip of the tachymeter bezel is fully polished, and the tachymeter bezel itself, we can get a little bit closer now that the watch is off the wrist, is a ceramic insert rather than the anodized aluminum used on a classical Moonwatch. You'll also note that the dial is beautifully symmetrical. Underneath the sapphire crystal, once more, it is sapphire, not the Hesalite that you'll see on a standard Moonwatch. Applied white gold indices, white gold hands. There will be a lume shot at the end of this video, but it is that aventurine glass base that sets this one apart. You can see it's gloriously lustrous, almost like enamel, rich and glossy, and it's permanently so, which means it's almost like the appearance of wet paint speckled with flakes of copper. When seen in person, it's a showstopper. Contrast is high, and I have to say, this is a watch that functions well as a watch. You can immediately see the time and register it. The chronograph registers are in no way compromised by the secondary functions or the artisanal dial. And again, the four-way symmetry, cruciform, bilateral, every which way you cut this dial, it has a handsome order to it. And the countersunk registers nicely break up the dial, creating another plane of focus. There's a metal track for the radial date, which features a red lunette-style indicator, and then there is a sunken disc for the crescent-style moon phase at 12. Very handsome as well as practical. Turning the watch over, you can see, first, traditional pump pushers and push-down crown, but the watch has 100-meter water resistance, which is impressive because the standard Moonwatch is only rated to 50. Now we get into the case back, and some might say this is part and parcel to the fun of owning a display caseback Moonwatch. I must say that when I first examined this movement, I was a little bit shocked. I did not expect the level of finishing I found, to the point where I'm actually looking at the edges of the bridge and the continuously rounded polish, and I'm thinking these might have some element of hand finish to them, because they are certainly not a conventional sharp machined bevel as you'll ordinarily find on mass-produced watches. Moreover, all of the graining of levers is excellent, the polishing of the screws superb, and there's a nice, beautifully textured and linear Côte de Genève aligned across the few but nicely executed bridges. Now what you're looking at is Calibre 1866. It is a traditional Moonwatch caliber with the moon phase date complication added. So manual wind, 48-hour power reserve. It is a cam or shuttle style lateral clutch chronograph, and you can see the cam mechanism in action. You can see the recentering hammers acting on the heart cams at center, and you can see the lateral clutch moving in and out at center to contact and then withdraw itself from the chronograph. A huge balance beaten away at 3 Hz or 21,600 vibrations per hour. The 48-hour power reserve, meaning you get to interact with the watch on a daily basis. And the winding action, I can confirm, is outstanding. Now this is related to the watch movement still used as Omega Calibre 1861 by NASA. So though this is a posh variant of a Moonwatch, nevertheless it does have the core DNA and engineering of the true NASA-issued article. 18 jewels, nicely assembled, and a handsome sapphire caseback. It actually feels like it's worth the sapphire caseback, and that is generally not the case with mass-produced calibers. You can see this Omega Speedmaster Professional Moonwatch moon phase with glass aventurine dial, and make it your own on the watch box. Ah, the Moonwatch moon phase by night. Note how the frozen chronograph seconds hand, which I parked just over the moon phase, dimly illuminates the moon disk itself. A fully functional watch with a beautiful blue luminescent aspect at night. You can see it by the light of day on our website.